As the tranquil morning mist rested over the sleepy town of Ashbury, an unsettling mystery began to unfold. A beloved wife vanished without a trace, leaving whispers of her name lingering in the air and questions churning in every mind. Emily Woods was not just a cherished member of her community, but her sudden disappearance wove a dark tapestry of suspicion and fear that threatened to engulf the town. At the center of this storm stands James Woods, her husband, thrust abruptly into the unrelenting spotlight of doubt and accusation. This is not merely a tale of a missing person, but a chilling exploration of the shadows lurking beneath seemingly idyllic lives. What you're about to witness dives deep into the heart of darkness that unresolved cases cast upon those left behind, tearing at the very fabric of families and communities alike. Prepare yourself for a labyrinthine journey through layers of secrets and deceit as we unravel the intricate web surrounding the mystery of the missing wife and the man accused of her disappearance. With every twist in the story, the truth becomes a tantalizing puzzle, daring you to piece together the fragments of a life suddenly interrupted by the unknown. Now turning to the mysterious disappearance of Emily Woods, let's delve into the events leading up to that fateful day. Emily Woods was a vibrant soul, known throughout Ashbury for her warmth and kindness. She radiated happiness, and her cheerful demeanor made her a beloved figure in the close-knit community. On the last day she was seen, Emily followed her usual routine, grabbing her favorite morning coffee at the corner cafe, cheerfully greeting familiar faces as she made her way to work. She spent the afternoon running errands, seen by several neighbors who all remarked on her typical, joyful disposition. But as evening descended upon Ashbury, the unexpected happened. Emily vanished without a trace. Her absence sent shockwaves through the town, leaving friends and family in a state of disbelief and panic. The news quickly spread beyond Ashbury's limits, capturing the attention of both local and national media. Headlines blared the mystery of Emily's disappearance, with outlets picking apart every detail of her life, seeking answers to the growing list of questions. How could someone so immersed in the fabric of the community simply disappear? The media frenzy added pressure to the already tense atmosphere, with journalists and broadcasters dissecting every aspect of Emily's life. The case soon took on a life of its own, feeding on theories and rumors that swirled through the town like a never-ending storm. As the investigation began, the town of Ashbury found itself under the microscope, with the entire world waiting in suspense for answers and justice. The disappearance of Emily Woods was no longer an isolated incident. It became a daunting tale that tested the very core of the community's spirit and solidarity. Turning to James Woods, we find ourselves drawn into the life of a man suddenly thrust into a whirlwind of accusations and doubt. As Emily's husband, James was known in Ashbury not just as a devoted partner, but also as a respected teacher at the local high school. His days were typically filled with shaping young minds, and his evenings were often spent enjoying quiet moments with Emily, painting a picture of a harmonious life. Friends and colleagues often described him as calm and collected, a man of few words but much warmth, which made the sudden cloud of suspicion around him all the more jarring. Amidst the growing chaos, James maintained a stoic presence, though the strain was evident in the creases of his smile and the weight in his eyes. The community found itself split, with some standing firmly by his side, citing his history of kindness and integrity, while others could not help but question his role in Emily's disappearance. His reactions, unwavering at times, yet visibly pained, became the subject of intense scrutiny. Was his calm demeanor a sign of innocence or a calculated mask? This very duality kept everyone guessing, adding complexity to a narrative that seemed to grow knottier with each passing day. As the investigation deepened, James's life story became a crucial piece of the puzzle, leaving everyone to ponder whether he was a wronged man caught in a web beyond his control, or if the truth held a darker reality. Moving forward, we delve into the tangled web of suspects, each with their own secrets and connections to Emily, casting shadows that further blur the path to the truth. Now turning to the array of enigmatic figures surrounding Emily's disappearance, we begin with Margaret Dawes, the housekeeper whose presence in Emily and James's life seemed nothing more than routine. Yet as we peel back the layers, Margaret reveals complexities that challenge her benign facade. Her loyalty to the Woods family was unquestionable, but traces of resentment occasionally surfaced, suggesting a deeper, more personal conflict. This hidden tension raises questions about her true motives, especially considering her proximity to Emily on the day she vanished. Then there's Harold Murray, a coworker whose envy of Emily's rise at their shared workplace never went unnoticed. Harold's professional jealousy was well documented, and whispers around the office often linked it to bitter resentment. His demeanor shifted in Emily's absence, adopting an air of relief that many found suspicious. These suspects, alongside James, form a dense web of intrigue that enshrouds the investigation. Each person's story intertwines with Emily's in unique ways, masking truths under layers of secrets and half-truths. As we explore these potential culprits, we see not only individual narratives of envy and concealed motives, but also a wider tapestry of human complexity, where everyone has something to gain or lose. This complicates the investigation further, leaving the truth obscured and the path to clarity even more elusive. With the next phase of the journey in sight, we venture into the haunting landscape where Emily was last seen, a place that holds its own mysteries and perhaps the answers everyone seeks. As the sun rises on the next chapter, we find ourselves in the heart of Ashbury's dense forest, the last known location of Emily Woods. This woodland, with towering trees and winding paths, casts an unsettling shadow that seems to absorb the very essence of hope and light. The forest's dense canopy and the rare glimpses of sunlight filtering through it offer a haunting beauty, but also a palpable sense of unease. Every rustle in the underbrush whispers secrets untold, and each breeze seems to carry with it the weight of unanswered questions. This mysterious setting is not just a scenic backdrop, but a character in its own right, a silent witness to Emily's disappearance. Its vast expanses and seemingly endless trails complicated early search efforts, rendering them painstakingly slow and frustratingly unproductive. The eerie atmosphere, thick with unknowns, challenged even the most seasoned searchers, as they contended with the oppressive feeling that the forest held its secrets tightly. Despite these efforts, the forest remained resolute, refusing to divulge any clues or signs that might have led to Emily. The searchers faced an overwhelming task, navigating both the physical obstacles of the terrain and the psychological barriers of fear and uncertainty. This enigmatic landscape added a layer of complexity to an already bewildering case, shrouding possible truths in its labyrinthine depths and leaving investigators with more questions than answers. As we delve further into the investigation, this forest stands as a daunting reminder of the mysteries that still elude those who seek to unravel them. Moving forward into the initial stages of the investigation, the challenges faced by local law enforcement quickly became apparent. With no concrete evidence pointing to what truly happened to Emily Woods, the detectives found themselves grasping at straws. The forest had offered no clues, and as days turned into weeks, the pressure to find answers began to mount. Witnesses who were thought to hold key insights into Emily's last movements provided statements that conflicted with each other, leaving investigators in a web of contradictions and confusion. This inconsistency sowed doubt and frustration among both the police and the community. Additionally, the intense media coverage surrounding the case turned up the heat on law enforcement officers, who were criticized for their lack of progress. Despite their best efforts, the absence of clear leads or breakthroughs only intensified the public's scrutiny and impatience. Compounding these issues were several investigative missteps early on. In the rush to find Emily, critical areas that should have been searched were overlooked, and potential evidence that could have provided early leads was mishandled or not pursued diligently. Each decision, whether a missed opportunity or a wrong turn, seemed to compound the obstacles already faced, further muddling the path to truth. The investigation team, caught between procedural errors and the clamor for quick results, found themselves on shaky ground. Public frustration grew as more time passed without resolution, and the pressure to deliver answers became a burden that weighed heavily on the shoulders of those charged with solving the case. With the public's trust eroding, the quest for the truth grew more complex, and the reality of the investigation's hurdles became undeniable. As the story unfolds, we'll dive into the maze of misleading clues that further clouded this tumultuous case. Now turning to the tangled web of misleading clues that ensnarled the investigation, we delve into the myriad of false leads that emerged, further complicating the already arduous task of finding Emily Woods. From the outset, detectives were inundated with tips and hints that seemed promising but led only to dead ends. One of the most perplexing aspects was the string of potential alibis that surfaced for James Woods, Emily's husband, each one more contradictory than the last. Friends and acquaintances came forward, claiming he was with them at crucial times, but upon closer inspection, their stories crumbled under scrutiny, casting even more suspicion in other directions. This cloud of doubt was not confined to James alone. Inquiries into Emily's personal life revealed anomalies that raised eyebrows among investigators. Her seemingly idyllic life masked deeper complexities. Unfamiliar phone numbers appeared in her call logs, and unexplained bank transactions suggested hidden aspects of her existence. These peculiarities prompted questions about whether Emily's disappearance was indeed as straightforward as initially believed. Each revelation only added layers of intrigue, drawing the investigation further into uncertainty. As if mirroring the dense fog that often settled over Ashbury's forest, these red herrings obscured the case's path, making it increasingly difficult for detectives to discern truth from deception. The community, gripped by this labyrinthine mystery, found themselves caught between speculating about Emily's fate and grappling with their own assumptions about those involved. As more clues surfaced, rather than illuminating Emily's absence, they multiplied the mysteries surrounding her life. Each piece of information seemed to offer another puzzle, deepening the enigma instead of shedding light. With the next phase of the journey in sight, we now turn our attention to the Ashbury community's reaction and speculation, exploring how the disappearance not only challenged relationships, but also sparked a broader conversation about trust and paranoia. With the next phase of the journey in sight, we explore the ripples Emily Wood's disappearance sent through the close-knit community of Ashbury. Almost overnight, the town became a hotbed of speculation, with whispers and rumors permeating its quiet streets. As the search for truth stumbled over misleading clues, neighbors began to look at each other with newfound suspicion. Once cordial friendships faced tensions as theories about Emily's vanishing took on lives of their own, dividing opinions and sowing seeds of mistrust. The local coffee shop, once a place of warmth and laughter, became the epicenter of frenzied discussions, where wild conjectures mingled with casual conversation. Each new theory seemed plausible, yet none offered concrete answers, fueling an undercurrent of paranoia that swept through Ashbury. This pervasive atmosphere of doubt did not remain confined to individual relationships, but extended to a broader societal reflection on the nature of trust. The disappearance challenged the community to confront its preconceived notions about those they thought they knew. It became clear that the narrative unfolding was not just about Emily's mysterious absence, but also about the fragile bonds that held the community together. In this small town, the case of the missing woman became more than a tragic event. It was a catalyst for introspection, sparking discussions that questioned the very essence of human connection and the ease with which doubt can erode the foundations of trust. As we navigate through this intricate tapestry of human emotions and social dynamics, the story shifts yet again. Moving forward, it's time to consider the revealing of new evidence that promises to steer the investigation in a direction that might finally shed light on what truly happened to Emily Woods. As the next chapter unfolds, a startling piece of new evidence emerges, casting a fresh light on the enigmatic disappearance of Emily Woods. This pivotal revelation comes in the form of an old journal found tucked away in the attic of the Woods home, its pages brimming with Emily's inner thoughts and detailed accounts of her daily life. This journal, once overlooked, now holds the potential to unravel the mystery that has gripped the town of Ashbury. Within its worn pages, Emily articulates moments of happiness, her aspirations, and subtle hints of underlying anxieties that had eluded even those closest to her. More intriguing are the cryptic notations and names scrawled on the margins, suggesting connections and meetings that prompt more questions than answers. As investigators painstakingly decipher Emily's words, the contents of the journal begin to piece together a narrative that contradicts the initial assumptions surrounding her disappearance. Adding another layer to this complex investigation is the discovery of previously missed CCTV footage from a local convenience store, capturing Emily in a moment of apparent distress on the day she vanished. Her hurried movements and frequent glances over her shoulder hint at a story of urgency and possible pursuit. The combination of these two elements, the journal and the footage, creates a palpable sense of suspense and anticipation. They steer the investigation away from dead ends and towards a path that seems to promise the unveiling of truth. The implications of these findings are profound, suggesting a scenario far removed from the quiet life Emily was thought to have led. As the detectives dig deeper, Emily's world begins to reveal its complexities, and the possibility of hidden truths starts to take form, leaving the community of Ashbury on the edge of their seats, eager yet apprehensive about the secrets that might soon come to light. This newfound direction invites questions about Emily's relationships, her fears, and the events leading up to her disappearance, raising the stakes higher than ever before. As we delve into the unfolding revelations, the narrative propels us forward to confront the impact this evidence will have on James, the accused husband, and the shifting perceptions of his role in these events. With the next phase of the journey in sight, James Woods stands on the precipice of redemption or ruin as the newfound evidence seizes the town's attention. The journal's revelations and the chilling footage have thrust his character into a whirlwind of scrutiny. Public opinion, once steeped in suspicion, now teeters on a razor's edge, driven by the collective curiosity ignited by these discoveries. Faced with the raw details of Emily's hidden thoughts and hurried actions on that fateful day, James's demeanor becomes a focal point. His outward stoicism is interpreted in myriad ways. Some see it as a shield crafted by innocence, while others suspect it masks deeper culpability. In interviews, James's voice carries a strained yet earnest tone, the weight of his predicament visible in every weary gesture. As he addresses the public, he speaks of love for Emily, an unwavering commitment to uncover the truth, and the torment of being cast in shadows of doubt. Each word, each expression, bears the heavy gaze of a community yearning for answers. Meanwhile, the whispers of Emily's acquaintances, painted in her writings, echo through the town, offering new dimensions to her life and interactions. These layers, previously unseen, reshape perceptions not only of Emily, but also of James, as they probe whether his portrayal as a devoted husband aligns with the reality unveiled by her words. The scenario is one of intense emotional conflict. James grapples with the revelations that both liberate and ensnare him. His supporters rally with fervent calls for justice, eager to clear his name, while skeptics dig deeper into the ambiguities that linger. This juncture becomes a defining moment where James's reactions could sway public perception dramatically, potentially rewriting his story in the eyes of those he calls neighbors. As this saga unfolds, we witness a community polarized but united in their desire for truth, a truth that James himself yearns for, standing at the center of a narrative filled with unexpected twists and the relentless pursuit of clarity. With each passing day, the line between perception and reality becomes increasingly blurred, leaving everyone to ponder whether the truth will indeed offer redemption or unravel further mystery. As the sun rises on the next chapter, the air in Ashbury is electric with anticipation, as the community braces for the revelation that could finally unravel the mystery of Emily Woods' disappearance. In a gripping turn of events, an unexpected twist emerges from seemingly innocuous details overlooked in the initial investigation. The journal, now in the hands of detectives, reveals a coded entry that had gone unnoticed. It paints a portrait of a clandestine meeting that Emily had planned with someone unknown on the eve of her vanishing. This single entry, buried among mundane observations, changes everything. As the pieces come together, it becomes clear that the forest held more secrets than anyone dared to imagine. The coded message leads to a hidden trail, shrouded by thick foliage, where key evidence once obscured now sees the light of day. It is in this secluded spot, under the dappled forest canopy, that the truth begins to emerge. With meticulous care, forensic experts unearth a piece of fabric matching Emily's clothing from the day she vanished. Alongside it, a small item too personal to belong to anyone else an engraved locket with Emily's initials provides an emotional connection that cements the reality of her presence at this secluded location. As these discoveries unfold, suspicions that had long clouded James Woods' character begin to dissipate. His alibi, once entangled in doubt, aligns with the timeline outlined by this new evidence, providing a solid foundation for his innocence. This pivotal moment, a culmination of relentless search and unwavering dedication, recontextualizes the narrative. The town of Ashbury stands at the precipice of closure, as the truth offers an unexpected yet liberating twist. The small community, once torn by suspicions and divided loyalties, finds common ground in the shared relief that truth brings. The mystery of Emily Woods' disappearance, while tragic, serves as a testament to the enduring pursuit of truth and the resilience of a community united in their quest for answers. As the pieces of the puzzle fall into place, we find ourselves reflecting not only on the enigmatic disappearance, but also on the profound impact it has had on those left behind, illuminating the path from suspicion to understanding, from mystery to resolution. As the next chapter of reflection and resolution unfolds, we find ourselves contemplating the multifaceted aftermath of Emily Woods' case. In a small town like Ashbury, where community ties run deep, the resolution of such a mystery brings both relief and reflection. The revelation of the truth, long obscured by shadows of doubt and suspicion, has finally seen the light. It is a resolution that not only restores dignity to Emily's memory, but also to James Woods, whose life was turned upside down by the weight of public scrutiny. The question of whether justice was truly served lingers in the air, encouraging us to ponder the very nature of justice in unsolved cases. Is justice merely the revealing of facts, or does it also encompass the healing of wounds left behind by unresolved grief and fear? In the journey toward truth, we witness human nature in its rawest form, navigating the precarious balance between doubt and trust, suspicion and empathy. This case shines a light on our societal dynamics, highlighting the power of collective resilience and the profound impact of truth on a community's psyche. As we conclude this journey through the mysterious disappearance of Emily Woods, we invite you to reflect on your own beliefs about guilt and innocence. Let this story serve as a reminder of the relentless pursuit of truth and the transformative power it holds. In the end, perhaps the real victory lies not just in uncovering the facts, but in the unity forged through the shared quest for understanding. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If you found this exploration of truth compelling, please subscribe to our channel, like the video, and hit the notification bell to join us on more journeys into the depths of human mystery.